So you hear about Hollywood struggles with the non-franchise movies. It always seems that Hollywood is the only one seems to be struggling. I also, with new franchises, new series, okay, or a film not being a part of a pre-existing franchise, basically, okay, because back in the 80s, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but in the 80s and 90s, you had all these massive franchises popping up. You had Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Jaws, Jurassic Park, Terminator, Alien. All of these series have become pop culture iconic series. What do you have in the 2020s? Okay, what? Oppenheimer, which is based off of someone else's life. Mario movie, was again, it's because of the Mario game series, not because it's a new series. Okay, people already know who Mario was. Okay, Dune, I think, is the strongest case because most people didn't know about the books before. Kind of like Jurassic Park and Jaws, which are based off of books, but people didn't know much about the books. And then this movie came out, and everybody now knows about the books. But in 2020, non-franchise movies are typically near the bottom of the box office here. Okay, and you got every week, and typically, we're also using Box Office Mojo here. Wait, we don't have to use the numbers there. Do they not have the yearly? Do they not have? Okay, we can go over to the numbers then. Yeah, we can go all the way back until I was gonna say 2020. We're gonna do 2020 as well, but 2020 there was the COVID pandemic. But 2021, there was not a single non-franchise movie in the top 10. Not a single non-franchise movie in the top 10. That's how poorly they have struggled. The highest grossing non-franchise movies is Jungle Cruise, Free Guy, and Dune. Okay, and Encanto. Okay, those are the four most successful non-franchise movies. Although they already had a Dune movie in the past, we can't really count that. So Free Guy, Jungle Cruise, and Encanto it is. Okay, Jungle Cruise didn't really make all too much money, and Free Guy, they had a bunch of streamers in it, so that doesn't really count. So Encanto is really the highest. Jungle Cruise is really the highest grossing, that was not spread by influencers at all. That is at a paltry $116 million. Compared to the highest grossing movie of that year, $814 million from Spider-Man No Way Home. But a lot of non-franchise movies didn't do too well. We can go all the way back until 2021. Okay, when Godzilla vs. Kong restarted the box office. A lot of these, I think this trend was pretty apparent when you go week by week. When there was a non-franchise movie, no money. But a massive franchise release, like, a sequel that people wanted to see, massive amount of money. 47 million, Quiet Place Part 2, Conjuring. But then In the Heights flopped. F9 made money, though. But the non-franchise movie was the real victim of this. They didn't really make all too much money. For example, I think the biggest example is In the Heights. The critics hyped this out like this big, massive movie. Oh, it's made by the people who made Hamilton, Crazy Rich Asians. This movie was also, of course, delayed by the COVID pandemic. But it didn't really have a massive opening. This was supposed to be a massive movie, and no one went to go see it. Why? Okay, I said the reason why is because I was woke or something, but really, no one went to go see this movie. Uh, you know, and you can go to 2022 as well. Okay, highest grossing non-franchise movie that's not based off a pre-existing property. Okay, Elvis and Nope, Smile, The Lost City and Bullet Train are the only ones that are not based off any existing IP. And we can't really count Elvis because that's based off a very, very famous singer. So Nope is the highest grossing non-franchise movie, made a similar amount to last year's highest grossing non-franchise movie. 2023 is pretty strange. The highest grossing non-franchise movie is Oppenheimer. Again, you would think that no one would be interested in a movie about the guy who made atomic bomb, but it made $329 million. I guess TikTok can make anything possible. But excluding Oppenheimer, the highest grossing non-franchise movies outside of that is The Sound of Freedom. We can't really count the Taylor Swift The Eras Tour because that was hyped up by Swifties, obviously. But Sound of Freedom is the highest grossing non-franchise movie of 2023 and actually got into the top 10 movies of last year. Then followed by that would be Elemental, made $154 million, Migration $126 million, and that's it. All the rest are based off a franchise or existing property. And in the case of Taylor Swift, well, it's a Taylor Swift fan base is absolutely massive, which is the reason why. And also Oppenheimer as well. But almost every single movie on this list is a part of a franchise. Okay, the FNAF movie is based off a video game. Megan didn't even pass $100 million. That's pretty funny. Then you had Megan, Anyone But You. Anyone But You was a super hit movie. Okay, I think in 2023, I think the non-franchise movie has kind of seen a small resurgence. Okay, then 2024 is domestic. Again, the year has not really started, but will likely end up being very similar to last year. We have all the massive franchise movies making over $100 million because of the pre-existing fan base, but all the new series are not going to make that much money. And they're always starting to see that the two highest grossing movies of the year, Kung Fu Panda 4 and Dune Part 2, are sequels. Bob Marley One Love is based off a singer that is, very well beloved. Mean Girls is a, reboot. And the highest grossing non-franchise movie of this year so far is The Beekeeper, making $66 million. It'll probably very quickly fall out of the top 5 movies as Godzilla and Ghostbusters comes out as well. But you can definitely see this year is especially the most painful one besides 2021. Okay, people were saying that the theaters were in danger because of the apathy towards a non-franchise movie. Okay, leading to some of the worst weekends in the box office history. Also didn't help that they released movies like Madame Web that people didn't like either. But they didn't really have many movies. Okay, Dune came out and saved the box office, yes. But it had to take a massive franchise, a sequel to a big movie, for the box office to quote-unquote recover. Okay, and now let's see why Hollywood is struggling with non-franchise movies. Okay, why did non-franchise movies in the past make so much money? 1. The death of the movie style. There are some movie styles that still make a lot of money. But that's mostly because of the franchises they're attached to. Okay, you can't really say Zendaya and Timothy Chalamet are massive box office draws because guess what? The real draw, the Dune Part 2, Wonka, and the MCU is the franchise. Okay, it's the franchise, the pre-existing built-in audience that was created by the franchise. Okay, Wonka, it is kind of possibly because of him, but Willy Wonka is an iconic character, iconic movie. The original movie and the remake, to a lesser extent, are very well-beloved movies by their respective audiences. Okay, it isn't surprising that the Wonka movie made money because it's a very popular franchise. Okay, if they put him in a non-franchise movie and Willy Wonka was an unknown character, the movie would have probably not made as much money. I am best betting there. Even like Tom Cruise, who was supposed to be the last quote-unquote real movie star, even he struggled, and that was a franchise that people love. But again, Mission Impossible didn't make money because of how much money they spent on the movie, but it shows that the Hollywood star is dead. Most people don't care about the style, so it's mostly based off the marketing of the movie, which horror movies do pretty well, or, basically the marketing of the movie and the legacy franchises. Okay, this is Hollywood's massive problem. The reason why Sound of Freedom did so well was because of the word of mouth of that movie. Okay, say what you want about the Sound of Freedom movie, but the movie was a massive success. It was surprising to everybody that the movie was so successful. Okay, it was surprising and shocking that the movie was so successful. Okay, I think we need more movies that are like this, that are, low budget movies, low to mid budget movies that are very successful and start new franchises. I know Sound of Freedom is not going to make a new franchise, obviously, but the movie was a massive success because it told a story that people liked, that people can relate to, and people can sympathize and empathize with. Okay, I'm saying relate to is that people who actually went through the stuff that happened in the movie, because this stuff happens everywhere in the world. Okay, no one cares about half of the non-franchise movies that are released. They're not even in the discussion of most anticipated movies of the year. Typically, the most anticipated movies discussion is either because of the director that makes the new movie, or because it's a sequel to another franchise. That's all people want to see now. I think that's Hollywood's problem. They have made people only care about the franchise. I think that's why Hollywood is dying, as Hollywood is continuing to struggle. Eventually, the franchise is going to fall just as much as the non-franchise. Okay, we can go all the way back to the 90s. Or even all the way back to 2010, where movies like Inception and Despicable Me and How to Train Your Dragon and Tangled, franchise starters, made a massive amount of money. They competed with the massive franchises and sequels that came out. Okay? And they left, all of these movies left some sort of impact on pop culture. Not today. 2009, I think, was arguably one of the peak years with Avatar, Up, Hangover, and Sherlock Holmes based off a popular book. Monsters vs. Aliens, 2012. I think the Night Museum was the first one. But a lot of unique and original ideas used to be shown. They used to, back in the, even in the 2000s. Pixar was doing really, really well. Okay. Yeah, new massive franchises coming out, new massive movies coming out. Okay. It's just, you don't see that anymore. You don't really see non-franchise movies making money. You don't see original ideas making money anymore. Okay. And that's what Hollywood has struggled with. Hollywood has struggled with making these movies, making original movies or non-franchise movies, massive blockbusters that would become classics and would be remembered for years and beyond. I think 2020s is only going to get worse for Hollywood. Okay? With the reliance on massive tentpole movies, if there is another Hollywood strike, God forbid, Hollywood's gonna die. Okay? Because you alienated your entire audience. Okay, back in the 90s, 2000s, and 80s, not and 70s as well, and definitely the 60s and below, before the franchise, that's what people had to watch. That's there was no Ghostbusters, there was no Jurassic Park, there was no Lion King. Okay, there wasn't all of these IPs out there. Okay, and yeah, I think that's the problem with Hollywood, is that they struggle to get new IPs and new series and new franchises to become classics. And I think people have said that Hollywood has struggled with this for a long, long time. Okay. The closest to the struggles of non-franchise is the music industry of getting new artists popular because of TikTok. Okay. The gaming industry is not doing too bad because of indie games. Indie games have become pretty popular, obviously. TV shows, you have new TV series, of course, becoming pretty popular. That isn't as dire as the Hollywood movie. Okay, I think it's really because of the death of the Hollywood style, okay, and the fact that these movies are not promoted as much as the massive, sparkly new Spider-Man movie that made $800 million. So yeah, I'm talking about No Way Home here. Or the massive new sparkly movie that they release and make $600 to $700 million. Okay? And yeah, what do you think about this? Do you think Hollywood is in massive trouble like I do? I really think the 2023 box office, the non-franchise movies have kind of healed a tiny bit. Okay? With the word of mouth of movies like Elemental, Anyone But You, Migration, and Sound of Freedom, it shows that people do want to see original series and original IPs and original stories being told. Not everybody wants to see sequel after sequel after sequel after sequel. But that's what I think. What do you think about this video? Do you think that I'm just being stupid and paranoid? Or do you think there's any truth to what I say in this video? But yeah, Hollywood definitely needs to get their act together if they want to become a mainstay, if they want to stay around in the future. Goodbye.